I'd like to call this meeting to order. If I could have a motion to open.
Open.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Roll call of voting members. How about we start down there?
Kathy Zerba.
John Farrar.
Damon Jesperson.
Cindy Courier.
All right, no one else is present today, so has everyone had a chance to review the meeting minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
I would entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
So motion.
You want to second that?
I will second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Updates. I think I'll start because Cindy and I have been working on a scoring matrix and talking about that. What we hope to do is have essentially, I think we've all seen it at this point, but the different categories on which we will rate individual locations, and then we are going to give each category a weight. So the things that are the most important get the most weight. So it could be each one will, and this is part of what I'd like to discuss, but each piece of the matrix will get scored, we'll say 0 to 7, and then there'll be a multiplier within it. So if parking is more important considerably than the cost of the site, we could have it weighted 3 times as much. So if it got a 7 for parking and a 2 for the site, for the cost, you'd put in a 2 for cost and 21 for the parking. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I don't know if everyone has a chance to look at the matrix prior to the meeting.
Kathy and I had gone over it.
Yep.
We sort of talked about this
Yep.
a lot. You and I had talked
Yes,
about
we
there
had
was
gone
some,
over it.
like this street access one.
Access to utilities. Yeah, we did. And that was part of the meetings with Eric and Bob Connors, is checking that the matrix, we weren't missing anything from the matrix that we needed to consider. So, and I've done some reading on scoring, because a lot of things go 0 to 10, some go 0 to 5 as far as how to rate it, but a lot of people feel like 7 gives the best gradation. So that was my thinking about how to work with this, but I think what makes the most sense is to go over it as far as, since we don't have it technically on the agenda to discuss today, I'd like everyone to go over the matrix, see if there's anything you feel like we're missing, or verbiage we need to add, or things that are redundant, and we'll decide on the matrix next week, and then we can start,
Next week or next meeting?
next meeting, sorry. We will not meet next week. And then we will, at that next meeting, also discuss the potential sites and see if there's, essentially do our last roll call for sites from the community. So thank you guys for the work you've done on that. Is there any updates that you would like to add?
So in this matrix, I gave a little bit of detail, for example, about building size, sort of addressing what we're looking for in terms of the building. I obviously didn't put anything next to street access, access to utilities. I feel like some of these things are pretty self-explanatory, so that's why those are blank. But that's it.
All right.
So then for the next meeting, we score this matrix.
So we'll weight the matrix. So what I'd like to do as a dictator, as the chairperson of this board, is we're going to score each thing 0 to 7, because I think that's the best way to score it. So, you know, if the lot size is just a little too small for the building, it may get a 2 or a 3 as a score. If it's, you know, 6 times the size that we need, it probably gets a 6 or a 7. You know, 7 being a good score, 0 being a bad score, or 1 being a bad score. What I'd like to discuss is the weighting. So, you know, how important is cost? How important is proximity to other town functions? And I think that's the things that are the most important to you guys are the things that get the most weight. But we just need to look at it and decide, and all of them have some weight, otherwise they wouldn't be on the list. But, you know, what is the most important thing? That gets the largest multiplier. So, and that's what I'd like to discuss at the next meeting. Set the multiplier, and then set the sites that we are going to evaluate. So, again, for anyone from the public who are watching the meeting, if you have any suggestions for locations, please send them in to the Council on Aging. Any other updates from you?
No.
John, do you have any updates for us?
No, you didn't, in your building size, parking, outdoor space, you didn't reference proximity. You and I have spoken about that going back a long time. Proximity to other functions within the town.
That's got its own.
That's number 8,
All by itself.
right?
I mean, you would be the most important element. I mean, just talking with you, that's got to be a heavily weighted element, as is building size and function, outdoor space, parking. I mean,
Yes, they're all important. So,
yeah. And as far as 4, 5, 6, and 7 are concerned, if you're in proximity to other elements of the town of Newbury, those are already inherent. And they don't draw from all the other elements, and they don't add cost, other than effectual plug-ins. Obviously, you've got to plug into sewer and electric.
All right. So the next steps are going to be thoroughly reviewing the matrix, and we will weight the matrix at the next meeting so that we can use it, and we will compile the list of sites that we are going to essentially put into the matrix and score. The way that I would like to do that is we will, once we are done with weighting the matrix, we'll list the sites, we'll discuss them all, but we'll weight them individually, and I'll have you guys submit them to me so that, you know, if you really like one site, it doesn't affect how John weights his site.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it individually.
Okay.
At the meeting following that, we will discuss, and then we'll start putting together a report to bring back to the Council on Aging, and then to the Select Board.
Okay.
So that is our presumed course of action moving forward.
And then once this goes to the select board, this committee stops meeting. Okay.
Unless the Select Board asks us to continue.
Is there a tentative site listing as well at this time?
You've received a number of site suggestions.
Yes, actually, so I had put in the newsletter asking people if they had suggestions. So I have had 19 Central Street in Byfield, which is this commercial building right over here at Pearson Plaza.
The Apple Building.
25 High Road, there's a question of building a second floor onto the library or adding other space there. A question of expanding the field house at the Central Street playing fields. Again, the Apple Building, 25 High Road, 25 High Road, and then this one, was taking over the library space and moving the library to, I think it was the Upper Green. Build a new library on the Upper Green.
You mean at 25 High Road?
On the green.
On the historic green.
Can you even build on that?
These are just suggestions from the public.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's,
That'd be attractive.
I think it would be very hard to sway town meeting, but
But
I
I
don't know
asked
if
for
it's-
people to give suggestions,
Yes.
and these were suggestions.
Good.
So, I put in this newsletter, let me see what I wrote in this newsletter. Again, I was just reminding people that we're here in rented space, our lease expires in mid-2027, that this committee is working to identify our space needs, and that we'll pass on recommendations to the select board for a possible permanent home.
Mhm.
So, again, if anyone had any suggestions, to please call, email, and stop by. So, just letting people know that these meetings are open to the public, they can come, attend the meetings, they're also on the town's website.
Is that list private, or can that be copied and offered to us to look at?
What list?
The list that you just ran off from suggestions.
Oh, so they're emails or notes that I took from people,
Okay.
I don't know, do you want me to share those with the group? Because I
Yeah.
guess, all right, so what I'll do is email it to you guys.
Okay, that'd be great.
I don't know if I emailed the matrix, but I'll include that.
No, it's the first I've seen the matrix.
And the suggestions.
And I got minutes for the main meeting, but I didn't get minutes for the ad hoc meeting last.
Okay, so. I also did not need the January meeting minutes
Yeah,
yet.
and Lady Cunningham sent out a message, and when I tried to open her stuff, it was all, for lack of a better description, it was just
Gobbledygook.
gobbledygook. It didn't read. Just a bunch of signals and signs.
All right. I would think that we would want to do our next meeting on the same day as the Council on Aging meeting, which would be April 14th. And usually we say
9:30.
9:30, but, so I think that will be the plan. So I'd entertain a motion to have the next meeting at 9:30, April 14th.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And you're free.
All right.